boots and a backpack belonging to a British journalist who has been missing in the Brazilian Amazon for more than a week have been found, dashing hopes that he will be found alive. Dom Phillips, 57, vanished in a remote part of the rainforest prowled by illegal loggers, miners and drug gangs on June 5 while traveling on a reporting trip with indigenous expert Bruno Pereira, who was also missing. Search teams on Sunday uncovered Mr. Phillips's backpack containing his boots, clothes and a laptop tied to a half-sunken log in the area where the two men went missing. A health ID card and boots belonging to Mr. Pereira were also uncovered. Maria Sampaio, Mr. Phillips' mother-in-law, said she now believes the two men are no longer with us and had given their lives in defense of the rainforest. Sandra Sampaio, Mr. Phillips' wife who had earlier made a tearful appeal for her husband's return, reposted the sentiment and said she agreed. "They are no longer with us," Maria wrote on Instagram. "Mother Nature has snatched them away with a grateful embrace. The material has been undone and incorporated into the earth they so loved and respected. Their souls have joined those of so many others who gave their lives in defense of the rainforest and indigenous peoples. Today they form part of an immense and pulsating vital energy that emanates from this immense greenery that is the heart of Brazil." Police, army, and fire crews searching for Mr. Phillips and Mr. Pereira have not found remains belonging to either of the men, and are not yet able to say conclusively what happened to either of them. But they have arrested a suspect, 41-year-old Amarildo de Costa Oliveira, after finding traces of blood on his fishing boat along with illegal ammunition. Samples of the blood are on their way from the western Vale do Javre region of the Amazon, a vast area the size of Ireland and Wales combined, to government laboratories in the jungle capital of Manaus for analysis. In the meantime, a judge has granted police permission to continue holding Mr. Oliveira, known as Pelado, for further questioning. He has pleaded innocence, saying he is a fisherman and the ammunition he was carrying was used for his trade. Earlier, Olazume Aruna, who works for indigenous agency FUNAI, told Reuters that, while searching the forest along the Itacoai River on Saturday, he found clothes, a tarp and a bottle of motor oil. Aruna and two other members of an indigenous search team acquainted with Pereira, a former FUNAI official, said they recognized a shirt and pants that belonged to him. Witnesses said they saw Pereira and Phillips, a freelance reporter who has written for The Guardian and The Washington Post, traveling down that river last Sunday. The two men were on a reporting trip in the remote jungle area near the border with Peru and Colombia that is home to the world's largest number of uncontacted indigenous people. The wild and lawless region has lured cocaine smuggling gangs, along with illegal loggers, miners and hunters. News of the pair's disappearance has resonated globally, with Brazilian icons from soccer great Pelé to singer Caetano Veloso joining politicians, environmentalists and human rights activists in urging President Jair Bolsonaro to step up the search. Reuters witnesses saw the stretch of riverbank where Bruno discovered the clothing cordoned off by police on Sunday morning as investigators scoured the area, with a half-dozen boats ferrying police, soldiers and firefighters back and forth. Divers also discovered on Sunday afternoon a large, black Equinox branded backpack with books, a laptop and clothing inside, according to a report by newspaper O Estado de S. Paulo, which cited an Amazonas state firefighter spokesperson. There was no immediate comment from the Brazilian government on the search findings. President Jair Bolsonaro, who last year faced tough questioning from Phillips at news conferences about weakening environmental law enforcement in Brazil, said last week that the two men were on an adventure that is not recommended and suggested that they could have been executed. State police detectives involved in the investigation have told Reuters they are focusing on poachers and illegal fishermen in the area, who clashed often with Pereira as he organized indigenous patrols of the local reservation. Police have arrested one fisherman, Amarildo da Costa, known as Galado, on a weapons charge and are keeping him in custody as they investigate whether he is involved in the men's disappearance. Costa's lawyers and family have said he fished legally on the river and denied he had any role in the men's disappearance. Some 150 soldiers had been deployed via riverboats to hunt for the missing men and interview locals, joining indigenous search teams who have been looking for the pair for a week.